Now it's time for us to change gear. Now by issues on board for discussion. Yabeka Kotie, former president, now the president, John Dramani Mahama, Embra no kasa afa the Esla, levy asisia yatum, yedi 1 Ghana cedi account. Ye we yabeko the former vice president on also kasaye. But first, let's take a listen.
Sector liabilities as the greatest existential threat to fiscal consolidation and macroeconomic stability. Our energy sector carries a debt burden of over 3.1 billion US dollars, with an estimated 1.8 billion US dollars more required to finance fuel procurements for uninterrupted thermal power generation in the coming months. If left unaddressed, this situation significantly threatens national productivity and industrial growth. While we have devised a strategy to liquidate this debt and staunch the bleeding in the power sector, we must take advantage of recent gains created by appreciation in the value of our currency to accelerate the solution to our energy sector challenges. In line with the dialogue's recommendation to boldly tackle the crisis in the energy sector, Parliament yesterday approved an amendment to the Energy Sector Levies Act and the Certificate of Urgency, introducing a 1 Ghana cedi increase in the energy sector recovery levy. This decision, though difficult, is necessary and justifiable. The additional revenue projected is 5.7 billion cedis annually. This revenue will be strictly ring-fenced to pay down legacy energy debt, finance ongoing fuel purchase, and avert the risk of recurring power shortages. Funds from this levy will not be subject to the hazards of the consolidated fund. And the minister is here. I know when money falls into the consolidated fund, it faces certain hazards. It will not be subject to the hazards of the consolidated fund. The fund will be regularly audited and audit reports made public to ensure its transparent use. While initially much of this revenue will go into the purchase of fuel to ensure stable supply of electricity, with the ongoing developments in the upstream sector, we expect to receive more gas from our ENI Sankofa and Jubilee.
NDC for Omuchan Trobebre every day. Obiehu Entra Omucha. And Ranajo, somebody in Amo, Omoti dumsor levy aba. Dumsor levy. Dumsor levy. So first, almost levy. Nayadi aba. Omobeyi levy, no omobeyi. And then omoti dumsor levy aba. It is 8 times the levy.
So that's the former Vice President, Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia, also a flag bearer for NPP in the just gone general elections. So let's come to studio. Now, Henry Asante, a senior member for the Movement for Change, already seated. You expect to say Divine and Chroma from PPP, and then Mark Usiakon, Election Watch, and PNC, Omo National Youth Organizer, ever joining for our full hall discussion. But my name, Akwaba name, Bokodie.
Yeah.
I love your white.
Wow. It's significant.
Yes, I know. With the beautiful butterfly embossed in it.
The game changes, right?
Yeah. The game changes. Yesterday I heard that Akufo-Addo was a mistake, and that there should have been John Chiramatin to complete the era of John. Let me see. Hey, Amanfo, he needs to come back and do the completion before we change.
I'm afraid it's a mission impossible. I'm afraid.
It's a mission impossible.
It will be a Herculean task. Extremely.
For John Chiramatin.
I know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
I'm a lady member, so well, anything is possible in politics, but then
anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any issue outside your normal topics you ever discussed that you want to put across before we hit the ground running.
I have me several mekoswaka. The beer maker. As someone say, leadership, as we have them, the aim and objective of leadership. And he said, "Beshe say bibia or minor bibia beto you." Opportunity be a menya maker. Na misre, misasre pi say. Anope me bay. Me do meti Ashomani State. Me do domi market no. Me wade ba me reho ye. Nkwala toto fia kitin around between the age of 3 to 6. Omu twaka kwa mu. E wo domi market wo. E dia ko omu school. Wow. At the other side, smoke. Nkwala getting 2 girls. Obi ni nua to me say penini wonu aso keto ni mu twem. It took
penini practice saying.
Oh, about 6 years. I'm telling you the gospel truth. And I keep one. Wow. So I in fact, miracle. Papa. Why am I sad? I'm sad because your society, we don't care about
the vulnerable.
The vulnerable. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
In any advanced nation, Unkola, Emma, and the vulnerable, they are very important in the system. Yeah. But Hanadi, come here say, you're winning Unkola. Unkola getting kitty and muchaka. Look at Ukra Ucha what saying. Hey. Motorbike, she domi, odu domi maka she moto. Say friend was saying, Okada for. Now, in fact, miracle. It took the timely intervention of a driver, a Samaritan, to stop, park off, wow, at the crossroad road. And we have sector ministers. We have MPs within the constituencies. MPs abai. NCB be mama Carlos.
Yeah, the amount ibi mu crash as here.
Thank you. So what is in car Ghana for the sa V8 no dey na woman ye nyina obi ani bring ho. What is it? Enti yenya MPB obenya common sense. Common sense in quotes. Aka kire yen say, look, let me invest in buses for the constituency. Now running business cry and farmer and more constituency no. Domiko Abeyan constituency very vast. Say your bus is 4. Na 2 ko say 2 ba. Na e fan kwala. School kwala kura no at a fee of even 1 cedi per trip. Opening. Can't we recoup the money?
We will be able to.
What is so peculiar about V8 Ghana? V8.
Why not this have V8 in the Shashi?
Well, I can trace it as far back as Rollins time. Because Pajero,
Pajero.
Sad old time Pajero. And they convert it into that V8. V8. Everybody want it. Because Japan. What is that Japan? Japanese for normal year. Pajero V8. Only say binio. Wow. Believe you me. When you come you, that too, getting. Omuka very economical. Yeah, just say you just obia baby. Ghana, I don't know. Just obia na.
Yeah, me yana say they are using this car which is supposed to be a cross country.
A cross country. Thank you.
What
yeah.
This is supposed to be a cross country car. Now, road in some yeah.
At least.
Mube here savi.
Open who? Cantonment on if a constituency bear.
Cantonment should be with your friends and a Ladadukutupon.
Very good. We part of your road networks.
Yeah.
Do you need a V8?
You don't.
Please. Please. I mean, now share cost of car no back one. If you Dubai, it's about $120,000.
SCC
opening. So, consider pay. Sometimes we'll be compelled to say certain things. Why I bet you what they do? It look like we are lacking common sense.
The common sense.
Oh, are they?
Well, it's very disheartening. You do baby. One she no one afata mpeni for. Mark.
Me pack it to bin When we say mamicha misinia. Na mincha yeti for. Na my elite. Inti me frère producer chain say me late 10 minutes. Because na bibia me nam no. Inti na me frère. But my friend, I'm chairman by such men. You see, the thing is this. Nipa, so we jana about Bob and said you see possible new jana sanobe. And that is why your war and the systems are it to me a regulating nipa brabon said you see any yama. I know, sir, and as public officer, you should be able to think beyond the box. You should be innovative enough. Just as okay. Me area mo ho your school do ho secondary school.
Okay.
Technical secondary. And that is the only technical secondary as serve the people of boom. DWEN 25. Michelle Camp. Say we ani nyina apart from ho no ajiwa batama nkasa no benya secondary school ni tema technical schools. Kufo Junction ko 26 affordable homes. Okada for park wo bebre. Okada for each student I think 15 cities to 20 cities.
Hey.
We can just get one trotro.
Pay them
and let the trotro park. Or the Fanquarano bear 20 at a go. Omo Bebano, they will come and wait. It is not too far a distance, but Okada Beju Bebre. Sika say na man kwara no mbeko na bi aka no mde atadiane. So I think say in some of these things, you know, lifestyle audit should be a serious concern.
Are we ready to audit our lifestyle when we are in the city with relatively good roads, but you are still using four wheels?
That is where the lifestyle audit must come in, because our politicians we have today do not think about the people. And let's be frank with them. They do not think about the people. It's about they themselves and their stomach. You can ask anyone who wants to be a politician, they didn't have a politician. They have nothing to tell you. They have nothing to provide to society. Theirs is already. I'll acquire money V8. And that is why they will go for loan and come for re-elections. And so anytime they leave parliament, that's on your non-cast and parliament, and I say, yeah, Olusuya, Okofi and Chenokoku. Young Konko Wunus no Kwan, about Bassa. Meanwhile, you had every opportunity to turn things around. Look, we need to also, as a country, ensure it's a bit make a daily abuse of power. They abuse so much power as members of parliament. It's because they're honorable. Are they so special than us? Na ekwana nyana yenyina yedimu kakanga no the moto kidine and it makes nuisance a young here. So when government decide to put in some austerity measures, I think say it must be led by politicians, especially the members of parliament. Obi one more is legon. What you sika at $200 worth of house. You are contributing 20,000 Ghana cedis near their construction order. I said that beyond don't mean here. And sa nipa say so nipa what o man will be one more. Ultim so whisker. Apart from so a member of parliament, no whisker pa. Uncle bet me then a back a school or bet me a fees. Because I see free SHS also bullshit. I support this current government so may review free SHS policy. No. Now you make sure say presidential as a code of conduct. Yendiso. You make sure say the bayajuma. It's about time we move from our previous lifestyle into a new system where the young people of this country are watching. They are looking at us and they are going to measure us according to what we are doing. They are not careful. What is happening elsewhere, we are not too far distant from it.
Mark, let's zoom straight into your main issues for discussion. First off, share the amended ESLA, 1 Ghana cedi. President has spoken. Former Vice President Swakasa. The issue on the street with the people is that, to some, you give us relief with left and you want to take it back with the right hand. Others are saying the S line and there was a reason for it. So if after more than 8 years to 10 years, we've still not achieved the purpose for the setting up of that a year levy, what is the guarantee that we can still use it to pay off the debt that we owe? Mark, let me begin with you.
The same kind of na obi ajiso. It's measure that trick come Henry Square. I say me finding a friend saying sa akonu di mamo. And yes I measure that Henry sa na.
So I'm Henry Eliud Yankee, so you can call me Eliud.
Eliud.
Yes.
Henry. Hey. Now as Mbusane say ESLA was set up for a particular reason.
Yes.
Which you will agree. So, Anka, the burden now war the energy sector, yeah, car. Yabo. A good one. You bet to me, it is a levy, no, and our fund, it's me, a car. I think it was a very beautiful idea. But sometimes we don't seem to be very serious as a country. And the reason is, in other jurisdiction, you know, private individuals and handle, even some governments do handle. Senkagana Hana Yadiama, a private person. I can also to me running the electricity company of Ghana and make profit out of it. Just to help develop Omankasa infrastructure in terms of extending electricity to some rural areas. So see thermal, hydro energy, no. It will get to a time where we are going to lose the Akosombo, we are going to lose the Pond Dam. So what are the measures are impending for the two outcome? I think said this money should have been allocated for some of these things. Unfortunately, the reason for which ESLA was established, I think say to me achieve it. I know say I think a 5 years period. Now the accumulated money and as I find a bit me reason will be used to set off those debts. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. On my Facebook post yesterday, Metro said, if Nanado had managed ESLA well, we wouldn't have been where we are. The 1 Ghana cedi energy sector levy sign about pay there. And many people came after me, insulting me and all that. But on social media, me do attend it. But places like this, you need to be very careful what you say and what we do. And people were like, what was the intent? Just as we are discussing, the intent was to clear off some debts. And what did Omu Institute ESLA a year? Granted, say, Nientia set up our fund. Woman to me and Yajuman. Nitunya 2 abeti or 2 a man, the MPP, and another dunk on a down. And so the NDC introduced a fund for 5 years. When MPP came, they extended it. Enko drive chino. No more de ESLA akakusiawa. And the say we cannot touch it. So if we cannot touch it, now so also implement it 5 years and find what then do we do? It must not always be say would pick from the people's pockets and go and settle debt. And crofon asha that na say dream amasakanaba.
The people never created that.
We understand say ya cra fan wa ba be run ye thermal plant na dey na boarding. Gas eba na boarding. Omo manage those facilities na boarding. We agree. But it is for that reason Enunti ana the electricity company of Ghana WOHO. Our responsibility is to distribute and then collect revenue. Every time ECG our revenue shortfall. Every single time ECG our revenue shortfall. See, the man independent person and a private person, will we continue to experience this thing that we are experiencing? I believe the answer will be no. Because a private person will make sure say about running ECG. You when you some fast LBH and workers. Now you are the first one. But would the Jagan and Ibibinia no are born from? And untinama butaenti I set up ESLA levy no. Yen to me achieve. And we've been so bad on so we need to come back and then pay. Now so tie the mampeni nana down a mampeni mama and finance minister Ekana. Can be some no more yarding. Baby some no more yarding. Never no more yarding. I won't any. Omu base the 1 cedi levy no on the appreciation of the Ghanaian cedi.
Yes.
If in the past we were paying 17 Ghana cedis per litre. Nasa enne yetua around 11 Ghana cedis per litre.
Yes.
Na ya say ya the 1 Ghana cedi cut 11 ho amana yetua. I don't see any mistake on this. It is not wrong because the cedi have appreciated, and it is based on that. And I'm gonna say the cedi not appreciate it. Now see you enjoy the benefit of it there. Then let us help. Listen to the English. Let us help so that we can be able to clear the energy sector. If anything, debts now. Now this particular levy now bay, and I say I think that they passed it.
Yes, they passed it. They passed it 3 days.
Exactly. So they did a lot of consideration, but
the minority said that they were not consulted. It came
said they were not consulted.
Yes, it came under a certificate of age, but the context with which the committee they buy, it was an urgent thing to be done. And then if you listen to Muntaka and others, they are saying that look, for the finance ministry, the law gives them that leverage to bring acts to parliament and go through the process within a day. If if
it's an emergency.
Yes, it's important.
Okay, so I
Sort
think the minority should have sat in parliament and make them do the right thing.
They were there.
But you worked out.
Until they called for the head count that...
And so why did they walk out? We are not in a banana republic. They should know. We are not in a banana republic. And Ghanaians knew some of these things. We voted for members of parliament, almost numbers, Now a year, some friends and
hung parliament.
Hung parliament. The Ghanaian people had hung parliament. And near himself, no crab and because of that, Ghanaians MPP for 88 because of more burning on the buy. Today, they have 88 members of parliament. And at the point, although the process and the system we are running, we will need them in certain things. If they decide to walk out, the NDC can still pass it. And this is the time I was saying, no, I'm going to put it to NDC, say, no, this is not the right thing. Let's go A or B or C. Then we can take them on as Ghanaian people.
The suggestion from other quarters for Rapiap Namembra senior is that there are lots of inefficiencies, which the two of you have said. There are a lot of inefficiencies for the power sector, especially the downstream, the distribution portion. And so if ECG is a case study, why don't we bring in lots of reform within that area so that Sika, we are losing out in millions of citizens. We can now turn things around. Then you will not even have to go to the ordinary Ghanaian and then ask for one city.
I mean, government has 3 things to do. 1, to implement policy. 2, to ensure the policy is being effected. Okay. And 3, to do nothing at all.
Okay.
This government, I imagine, say, on Koba Bessia and Mamura Energy. There are some critical areas, a bigger grants be there by the budget. I've moved to certain institutions. I'm no margin common. I'm saying, man, some Mobisian. The more now, Bobisian, even Ghana as we stand, our creditors will not give us money. And so, I'm Mobisian. So, the only thing he does is to fall on these levies. No, I just can't. But make sure the amount of Sika, but may data be free, baby. Where Sika do a bebano? No, I say it's around 5 points. I doubt it. It will be more than that because Ghana airliftings power. If I tell you the number of BDCs I
okay,
even chasing Kwan loading some more, so I think NPA should come and give us a true data so that we can do those calculations. Baby, I may yawa buying home, especially in implementing this 1 Ghana cedi levy on each liter of fuel. 1 year. I'm feel say moving forward, no, also the involvement of the civil society organizations.
Okay.
Many of the CSOs are against this particular implementation. Not that new, but they feel say they are not minority for can. They feel say you should have consulted. We all engage, and then we bring it out. Okay. So that at the end of the day, it will be accepted by all Ghanaians. But let us not run away from the fact say. Dumsor can wasam and this government needs money to do it. Adia ba kwa mebe hia me pa ene the accountability of process na beba no. Look, there are a lot of levies ayajeje. If you go to the MPA, omobobo and energy sector levy, ebi ye energy debt recovery, road fund levy, energy fund levy, price stabilization and recovery levy, sanitation and pollution levy. Say you need sanitation ministry. Sika ben yenya scan free here any adema ministry friends MMDCs and I said this assembly some fanya aduma sanitation scanner so there are some of them I think we should scrap it. Special petroleum tax, primary distribution, these are all things that can be scrapped just so that Ebema prices no reduce again. Someone see the now I can wasam. I'm trying to get the data and when I get it I'm going to share it.
Okay.
Sika no so I think it should be reduced at least 50 pesos.
Okay.
It should be reduced to 50 pesos. Once it is too huge.
Name?
Yes, sir. Yeah, a very interesting discussion. Within my junior day, I was just trying to fathom exactly what informed this decision.
Yes.
What is the essence of this levy? Say a little bit defray your costs.
Yes.
Amount to this one. I'm saying it's about $3.1 billion. Am I right?
Yes.
3.1
That's how
billion.
much we owe.
We owe, yeah. Cumulatively.
Cumulatively.
Yeah, clarification. Absolutely.
From
Good.
down to us.
Because in 2016, before 2016, na yeka, end of 2015, na yeka yedino, 2.5 billion.
Yeah,
2.5 billion as at 2016. Until it keep it keep right. What are the causes? I didn't know the intention is to make sure say you can add the difference a cost no near rally. And che somewhere 2014 me group be ni ECG Fonya seminar forum B. Number 2 electricity about 150%. That's 2014.
That's under Mahama.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah. Until you share what are the causes? Elaborate never be as at 2014 reasons of the mind and one of the mind. The causes
not being able
to resolve it.
Resolve it.
One, ebi Ocean channel one. It start from Gridco production seven. Now about VRA, then to ECG for onward distribution to you and I in our homes. Now, all my analysis no from production no. We say you are different pylons. So high tension they carry. Good. And no, we are steady. We say do anajua. Do you know what it is? It is wastages.
Okay.
Wastages. Now, what are the causes? Attraction. High tension nasi.
Normally you see them under it.
Under it. High tension nasi. Because those things, so countries like South Africa, hardly would you see
they are not
far
supposed to be
even within certain perimeter.
Yes.
Because electromagnetism.
Yeah.
Produce. So car needs to attract more of that wastages. It is all produced from Gridco. Ebebe do VRA to Hano, never be eco waste. From the production to the last person, about 20%
off.
Yeah. You and I pay. Good. Number 2, into urban say they be drawn. One dangerous aspect in say, what was that high tension? No, 33,000 kV. 33,000.
Very powerful.
Yeah, but I bet it was a CI. And sana omuri disuni dia 22,000. They buy a fee just 220. 220 gross so much as net here. So 220 gross so much as net here. It is animal nyina no. What stages no kwan. Number 2. Omo mayechi say another area momo the concept of illegal connectivities. Anything that I never support this increment and I will never support it. Opa yan Gigi Sikawe for 10 years.
Still
the problem will be there. It's like we are fetching water into basket.
Good.
How many percentage of the population are using electricity in the tria light? Illegal connectivities. Onua admitted say a chunk of the system no go into illegal
and the
connectivities.
most interesting part is companies.
That's how many. Recently, Tamale Netco for year MH hotel be. Or you see 20 air conditioners in the hotel. Bosumi auto 20 cities. Check. It came on.
20 Ghana
cities no motor. Or more 20 air condition within the hotel. Emma sector minister no krano. Ebufu sasam.
They need to be jailed.
Now, how can we resolve this issue? Semoba Kaya, Professor Mills, Nyamin Fane Crency. When tackling this energy problem, look, there are so many wastages in the system, especially the ministries. They do Friday.
This
is a Sunday. I check ball. It was Sunday wa cross post studio. Your fire ministry, not Ministry of Education, not AC no EBC so. Sunday. Friday na okoni refi so.
Say you know tia.
Exactly. Into Professor Mills, Emma quota. Or Satima quota. If you recall.
I remember. And you got to a point now do almost office do.
Thank you.
If I fan na no mu.
Fan na no mu isu. Yama quota na sa. That's up to you. But send you any dear. Opening a bed de passe. Sa problem may be free or free. Number 3. I'm not trying to take on any institution. Meaning say yes survey at their core. Police barracks, any military barracks.
Go there.
Yeah, I'm going to go there.
Go there.
I am ready to go there. So we teach any what we school. Single spine.
Yeah.
It was single spine.
Yes.
Police needs to
use piano.
Who your light bill?
Your
Police.
Yeah.
Fine. On to Alpone and Hamio. Yampa is part of their condition of service and Hami.
When you go
But you know,
there,
almost you
the
know
cold stores,
commercial activities.
Yeah,
And the police
commercial
for
activities.
and yeah,
ice
and
blocks.
you and I have to pay.
Yeah.
Can't we talk about this?
So, quite recently, I remember the president has said that there are some institutions they are going to be taken off.
Sure.
And he made mention of these from saying
Security services. Yeah.
no. They are only going to be given a year free lighting system
Yeah.
to key areas
Absolutely.
like their installations.
Yeah.
But for the barracks,
No way, Masa.
the president made mention of
Yeah.
it.
They
The
should be
barracks
meted.
are going to be off.
They should, Masa. I'll say meet our because we are, Mark. So who do Accra Central? Look, without fear or favor, I've observed it. Police in Ibena and you should friends saying defreezes. And you commercial quantities.
Yeah.
Can I see their own
What is that?
Defreezers, air conditioners,
Look, electronic gadgets,
electric stoves.
Stove,
They will not buy gas. They will
high
use
tension,
electric
high
stove.
consumption gadget.
Yes.
No me use.
Yes.
Then you and I, me I'm used to Bob Bakono. Na bosumi na de bill la me.
Yeah.
Me ntwa na disconnect me. Please, until we resolve this issue.
Yeah.
The president here for that matter, sector minister no, or see your G 1% equal no into me solve problem. Into me solve. But there's one thing here. Me take 1 cedi na namasere. 1 cedi no on what? Per liter.
Yeah, per liter. And
we're
the liter
talking
is
of
like 12 series of saying 11 point something.
Per liter.
Yeah.
Mostly Ghana talk petrol in gallons.
Mm.
Gallon, that means you are paying 4 cedi 50 pesos on each gallon
Yes.
of petrol you buy.
Yes.
And now 1 cedi.
No.
You are not paying 1 cedi.
No.
But misconception actually say, yeah, 1 cedi they send you. Homeboy, you are paying 4 cedi 50 pesos on each gallon of
That
petrol
is
you
why
buy.
the emphasis is the 1 Ghana is on a liter.
On a liter. That is how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Oh, it is the same name. Your problem. I'm telling you the gospel. Look, no magical one, no amount of increment can solve the problem until we tackle these issues.
Okay.
And Che Biara, before I land, and Che Biara, and ECG, almost increasing electricity by 14.7% just last 2 months, effective last month. Okay, 14.7%, and the count, and the projections been on yeah. And I arrive at the 40.7%. No?
Yes.
Say, bet me solve problem. No, until you got na say you say, so when the levy for some no, it doesn't work that way. It means people are not working to realities.
So name.
Yeah.
Dumsor, yeah, bad this year. We've seen the threat in between their brain. A kaya didn't IPPs. On why I say, almost supplying.
Yeah.
Here and I say, gas and credit will be an hour. So genuinely a kadaho.
Yeah, for that much I agree.
The other issue is that if we say we will not implement this, but we rather use the long haul, i.e., your friend saying barracks, meter, we are cutting inefficiencies
in the system now.
How do we get money now today to give to the IPPs or your friends almost supplying gas so that they will not take their power back?
Very, very intelligent question. Very intelligent question. That is an intelligent answer. Governance is about progression, continuity. Okay. We have a better problem now. What we have to do is say, we take the first measure now.
Okay.
Okay? The first measure of stopping these wastages.
No.
It must be stopped. And no Sagana need a tria to recoup the beer a cabia dawa. Sabi, I will not say no to it.
Yeah.
Yenina jetum. Nemum. Adiaba kwa was Abani very careful. Has to do with transparency in the collection of these monies. I was not against e-levy. You'll be surprised to know I was not against e-levy. Wow. Frankly speaking, because if it is meant for developmental project, why should I be? But I was against the process.
Okay.
What are the process? I had throughout the e-levy, this guy in Inyai. Were you told?
No.
Do you think if they have told Ghanaians say e-levy, first month you say, second month you say, in the base upon that, this what we have, and who would have been angry? Fast tracking, the same thing. Sa 1 cedi say a month. You should pay 14 million liters per average on the consumption.
On average.
We are talking of 14 million cedis a month.
Yes. One cedi. 40 million.
Chairman,
And
you'll be surprised.
So
you'll be surprised if I mention the number
liters we
of
use
liters we use.
in a month.
Yes.
No, I'm only equating.
So just in the month of May, May, you left 501 million
Liters.
696,300 liters.
Liters. Okay.
Now, so I have 1 cedi for one.
That's what we get.
That's
Yeah,
what,
but-
exactly the same figure.
That's the amount we get here.
So
That's the same
multiply.
figure.
So the same figure. So multiply that by 12 months.
12
Yeah,
months.
Which is 1 year.
That's it.
Yes.
Let's say plus or minus 1 or 2, but let's maintain this figure. So by 12, no, you bring 6 billion. Sikana is saying here,
Almost says 5.7 billion.
into the emphasis 6 billion. You 6 billion in 1 year. Say, yeah, for 5 years, calculate the amount of money we
You
are.
should be able to make it. You should be able to.
We are making about 30 something
Yeah, 30.
million. Billion.
Billion.
Cedis, yes. 30 something is what we are making.
So
It is a very huge money. That's what I'm saying, sir. That's what I'm saying, sir. You see, there, but that alone will not solve the problem. But if you look at the amount of money your DIPP sneka, and you buy party back open about boss akana. Then because a continuous government in Obi aba no bebo be egu no okono. We need some of these things he's mentioning, which is your security agencies and as services providers no. Omo fie your friend is saying illegal connections any idea metering system your meter scrap problems because sometimes obi one mo meter e ka the man no bebre meanwhile your ministry be our bill but I see this current energy minister bringing in some reforms I say baby to say schools we're excluding
no, that is what I said. That's what the president says that now for schools like this, it is the laboratories, the classrooms, and not yeba more like
Exactly.
the dormitories they are off. The teachers' bungalows they are off.
Exactly.
When you go to the military, police, or it is their officers.
Sensitive there, but private is so much. Private is so much.
So it means you are making headway, isn't it? So for me, I believe in we having a challenge and ensuring say can be a solve a problem. And I agree with Senior Henry, I agree with the president. Strategy now yafano, where some of these areas and institutions should be made to pay. But and and no any illegal connections near there. Yes, it will do us a lot of good, but that may not solve all the problems. Sir Levy, you see one thing about it, they say, I'm many when it comes to accountability, as seniors when you say. These are monies that okata when it's yanaba, yamrani aje. Because immediately you go to the pump, so baby how are they going to manage the fund?
That's the problem.
Are they going to distribute the money accordingly, just as the purpose for which it was introduced? Now, say, can they be a buy?
Interesting.
So I think we should be very, very deliberate about it. Ghanaians should be much more concerned about the accountability of it. And I thank the president for giving us that promise. Sir, he would make sure, sir, there would be proper accountability when it comes to this fund.
Thank you. Bawa Saba says, I'm watching you live from Tema Community 2. Good morning to you. For Ghanaians to see a better day ahead, it is essential to adopt a culture of responsible citizenship. This entails being effectively engaged in civil matters, holding ourselves accountable, and then prioritize education. Aaron Babako and Odiweyaba Paul Amenosoji or say good morning. Aiko, thank you, Paul. Lucrative Nunana CK say more fire. Thank you. Brown say time for Concern International Brown. Medas WOHO. Saki Tete or say more fire. Lucky Brown also what the air laughing emoji. Paul Amenozi or say President JDM, please increase 1 cedi for petrol. Not good. Please consult public sector and NDC grassroots. Thank you so much. Let's move to our next issue now. Let me read this. The Ghana National Association of Teachers, known as NAT, opposes inclusion of private schools in free SHS program. The Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, has raised objection to the government decision to include a free SHS policy to include private schools. Government says the initiative is aimed at expanding access to secondary education and easing overcrowding in public schools. Deputy Minister of Education, Dr. Clementa Park, announced the move on 27th May while unveiling revised school selection guidelines. But if you go ahead, but not General Secretary Thomas Musa Tanku has pushed back against the policy shift, cautioning that it may worsen the already strained resources in the public sector. Quote and unquote, we don't want the situation where tomorrow the government will come and tell us that there is no resource to teach in the public schools, and we are adding to it those that parents have to pay. Already, we have been calling for parents who can pay fees to pay or should be able to make some contributions. Mark, this brings to bear the issue of people referring that Ghana and Yibebia deserve free SHS. And so, be it in public or private, they also deserve it. Then again, others are saying, look, when we started free SHS, you, the very government, NDC, mentioned various instances where Yapa because we should have done it gradually. And then you've also said that Sika Abaye issue. And so, Yema, even the PTA kwan, now one create a system where parents who can pay cannot pay. So why then do you add a sector Nimpano feel there, me pedam back of private school na medinako? Or perhaps there is something we are not being told. I don't know. Senior, let me start this one with you. Senior.
An interesting topic. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. You see, what is it about? Is it because it's a manifesto promise or what?
That is it. Because it's a manifesto
promise or what? Oh, they be American. Constitution of Ghana now. I think page 6, chapter 6 of the direct principles of the state policy. It has guided and directed us what to do. Until one year, the manifesto na adani daniyema. Tama ye O and A level system fee system. Now I'm a product of A level. Now, and I'm doing basic SSC by Obaka and the president go for them say 4 year. Mommy and 4 year education.
Before change it to 4 years.
4 years.
And then it was brought back
to 3.
To 3 years.
So it look like there's no direct principle like this. So in the old system, no near 5 years secondary education. After that, you go to 2 years 6th form. After 6th form, you do your national service before you go to university. Whatever you and I did that. I'm telling you. But then back. I said, people want to satisfy certain conditionalities. Okay. You're being free. You're present the private sector and come. But you see, I keep asking myself, so me bizarre me who say, education, is it only in the middle bit? Is it only at the second cycle?
Oh, the second cycle for no movie on better Ababia.
Okay, good. You see, it has a political connotation.
We know this.
And to say, see, I the free there. I then I am for private basic no so. Right?
Someone will also say the basic is already free because capitation grant is catering for.
What of the private?
They are not.
They are not. So if you tell me, say, capitation grant, the basic is free. It's free for the government once.
Okay, you're free.
You're free. Basic. No, so many Ghana. Because this logic that they're espousing, say you're for private schools in the county, that's what it means. Then we have to go and start all over again.
Down there.
In the same vein.
You're for school feeding come on.
Absolutely. In the same vein, tertiary. First year free tertiary education must be extended to the private tertiary as well.
Yes.
I don't know if that is done because Clement Park issue or debate or raising the defense is, to me, is very hollow. If we are doing that holistically, unless you tell me that you are doing it gradually, what is the term I use for the free education? I'm saying progressive. Unless you convince me that it should be progressive. Other than that.
But making out you know that when you go to elsewhere, the community schools, they have government subvention. But the other A schools, they don't have. So is that not the same system that we are trying to practice? What we really start saying. When you go to other places, a place like Ohio Cincinnati,
every in America state, community be our school. So, Mark, you don't need to travel from Accra and
say,
go to Cape Coast.
no.
Say Cape Coast school, No, you don't need to do that.
And the standards are high.
They're equal, basically on the same standard.
Just
within the community.
And
Just
why Ivy League.
Exactly.
Few
But here, no. Yeah, baby, grade A, grade B, grade C, grade D. All right. So some schools have been tagged as grade A.
Yes.
No wonder everybody want to go to Wesley Girls. Everybody want to go to Achimota. Everybody want to go to Presec. And in Kolana, you selected from Presec. No, they are in the high schools here. They start from the high school basics. No, I say, Papa no. What do you call it? Christ the King. Green Hill International.
Yeah.
Omo na Presec for omo. Okay. Na hwe secondary school. Ono sankwala no nye nipa na wo omo. When the postage is done for the children to go there, then the parent will try say me pesa me ba call grade B, because we have degraded the schools. If the government should make the schools, we should give it equal basis.
Yeah.
Everybody will be okay. Because in other jurisdictions, there's no need you move from Ohio. No. You don't move from Ohio Cincinnati to Treshville to go to school. No, the schools are standardized. If they are standardized now, what is the difficulty? And the problem, you should be very careful. If you are not careful, a bedroom rebia to me and regulating. Why can't you regulate it? Me and I made a private school. And I buy say they want to inculcate me into the system, isn't it? I present the number of roll to the school, to the government.
Yes.
And they are paying 1,500 a month. Per child. Okay, 1,500 no. So Akwalano, every school more. Some unfair details now, how will you know? How will the government know? How we taking it?
Then no. So my thinking is if we are roping them in, it means the supervision now, the government school will be extended to the private school, so that issues with enrollment and all those things, there will be auditing.
That is where the critical issue arises. Who watches the watchman? Are you getting it? Because GES, say Ufa Achimota Secondary School, say they can easily get the number easily, very easy. But when it comes to the private sector, would you believe, sir? Parliament, Parliament here, what do you call it?
Oversight. No. Was it
committee? Be now with Kandapa. Was it Kandapa?
Public account.
Thank you. Fiat, whatever they call it. In 20.
Public account.
Exactly. One of these years, then I'm sorry to mention the school's name. The headmistress, the committee name. Would you believe that she was asked a question? Say, how many classrooms? And a school, more government school. Also, I'm finding records happened to him.
Classrooms.
Yes. Not knowing say, now your information say, Omo building some of the classrooms that are not in the government system. And Omo just can go on bottom. Government institution. I don't know if you're getting the logic.
Yeah, I get it.
Because say the government was stream. Maybe a class A to
science A to D.
D, yes.
Omo create E and F account.
Yeah.
Tech A to D.
Absolutely.
You create E and
Absolutely. And a 2 year omo dia. Until public account committee omo nya information. Until bisa headmistress no.
Oh my ben.
Yes, this is the system we are operating. And in the same vein, the omo ya no. I'll be very grateful. So just now also just say omo supervision no. And you're very effective. Otherwise, look. National Health Insurance. National Health Insurance. Tell my program let's start here. Oluma document chairman DB me ho ye. Who nim say so okwa national health insurance card. Okwa so we outpatient we need different. Sky with your mom different. Almost me connive.
Yes, they make you impatient.
Impatient.
You came reported of this ailment,
yeah.
And then you treat you more. Then
on
the system you are detained for a year, 3 days.
Absolutely. Now all this is what happening. Until when dealing with the black man mentality, until the we are dying. Obenya lapses we are from. In fact, the minister of the government may have a very good intent to make sure some person obia enya education. Education is good.
Yeah.
With or without education, say be education and coming on I'm not saying say almost say be privilege, anko no shouldn't be so. I was a product of free, what do you call it? Scholarship throughout my education.
Okay. Oh, nice one.
Yeah, O level. I had a school, O and A levels, free education up to whatever. But and then, and your parents, will be one of my victim of the circumstances. And it's almost the basa akolabia any privilege, you know. Akolabi or one. Yeah, examination, no. Or you so holy child. What's the guess na daddy? Ebia wenya school no. Inti nane ma me no. School bia say obeduness bibia ma. School I didn't go to, and they didn't call a tree. KJB. There's a private school around. Be compared by circumstances to be there. Inti hono government no e say no. Parents in any fault. Inti yenso yenye de yenso omasen nanka enye yi. Adwempa very good idea. But the implementation,
that's the issue.
Implementation one sure papa no na kodani boni. In the nutshell, that's what I can say.
Mark had press with 10 in 2 minutes, ma'am.
It could be our friend, Education Policy Institute Africa. I mean, the executive secretary.
Okay.
And I was very much engaged with the Ministry of Education in the previous administration.
Okay.
When it comes to child enrollment or student enrollment in school. Now, I feel so the way our free SHS was being implemented and the rollout. Me no opportunity to meet the Minister of Education. You didn't come kakra. I mean, do you believe that the Minister of Education does not support the idea say Obia and a benefit free SHS?
The Ministry of Education.
The minister himself
does not support.
He does not support it. Look, this is what he said. I said, I live at East Legon.
I also support that.
I am well to do. I can take care of my children. And so when there's a policy for the less privileged, why should I take my son there? Why must my son enjoy free SHS? And this is why I side with Oforiata. When he said, sir, he doesn't believe or agree, say Obia enjoy free SHS. Because there are some of them who can afford. At East Legon, there should be a community school within East Legon. And no one be parents when you akọ ba no ho. Nyema oye, ana kwano so mu nyi amusu no mo ban sesa. Nti nani be den e be kwa akwara no ho. Obi a person oyi ne ba free baby ote. Ekoto akire. And not akire keke o. Ope school a eso. Ope school a agidi. Ope school a sebe aso munim de e wasoro chan.
Mark, sorry, use this to end with for me. We keep talking about Nkrofo affluent they can pay. What system, mechanism, modality, and ye propose say, ye find yes system so that for instance, me person me backward GSTS. Make me a
the country itself does not have a proper data. It borders on data. It borders on data. Look, I can come and tell you say me nyajuma. Mean to me fees. It's a person enjoy free SHS.
No, I understand.
Senior Harry can also come and say the
I
same
understand.
thing. So how do you, as an implementer,
no,
be able to decipher between the two of us?
I understand. What I'm saying is, there are people who genuinely would want me that don't enroll my ward on free SHS because I can pay. What system are we putting in place that GSTS, Boche, Presec, 30, 70 students are off free SHS because their parent would take care of their subvention? Have we put in place that system as a nation? When do we have to get there?
If we get there, the system will come. The thing is this. How many people have come out to say this? Obia yedi. And so, policy now bana ye roll it out, affects everyone.
Yes.
Immediately we want to bring in this. Then it means that it must go back to Parliament. And those changes must be effected.
Yeah.
So how many people have come out, to state this position?
I'm saying this because you raised the issue of the minister, who is not in tune with the wholesale free SHS program because people can pay.
Yes.
As a minister, if you are not, why are you not sitting with the think tanks to bring in something that would be a fair thing so that
make us say Ghana will follow be able to the plenty. Or juma when yes bet me the banner so on man I'm trying to and that is why I was trying to base my argument on data. Because if you have a very correct data, as some of these things will be out. We have Ghana card, people work, some don't work. So we have those who can pay and those who cannot pay. Apart from Onua.
Mark, how did you tell me somebody can pay? For the fact that me check into it.
Me time aso. Mark, let's call it a day.
Yeah, can go.
Onua Salah feast is coming up this very weekend. I said the Salah day is a day for prayers, kindness, and giving. Onua Foundation invite benevolent individuals to come partner with us. Muni and Shumbum, whenever you host a less privileged in Kuala. Yeah, ma umo eduane pa di last year, this year so it's an initiative. Yeah, under the auspices of the National Chief Imam, His Eminence Sheikh Dr. Alhaji Osman Nuhu Sharbotu. In attendance will be the Muslim community. Yami Adama Saturday and Jumedia. Young fancy, I am from Henry Elud Yankee. Thank you so much. Nakwame Opoko Obin, Lois Dogbe, the S book reader, and then DJ Bakayoko. Thank you, Mr. Henry Asante, and then thank you, Mark Eusi. You're from Henry Elud Yankee. Let's do this, God willing, tomorrow. Till meet again. Please do good wherever you find yourself. Henry, I'm out.
Onua 95.1 FM. Yeah,